Verruckt, English for crazy or insane, was the second map in Call of Duty Zombies. Following the success of Nakta and Toten, Trove planned to improve on their initial experiment, adding new features and Easter eggs that would later lead to Verruckt playing a very important role in the COD Zombies storyline. This map released 11 years ago in 2009 for World at War. Many of you watching this video perhaps can't remember it, weren't around during that time, or simply just aren't really aware of what it contains. So let's go back, let me refresh your memory, and let's take a look at the forgotten storyline and Easter eggs of Verruckt. Quickly, I've already gone over the first map, which was Nacht, so if you do want to watch that video before carrying on with this one, then I will link it down in the description. In the early 1940s, the Nazis joined forces with Group 935, a German research organisation led by Dr. Maxis with the aim of helping humanity. The group, partnered with the Nazis, would go on to turn this old mental asylum, which was Verruckt, into their new research facility. Here, Group 935 would use Element 115 to create new technology and use prisoners of war, men, women, even children in their experiments. After years of conducting work here, an American OSS spy called Peter McCain was sent to infiltrate Group 935 as a research assistant based out in Munich. He started working at De Ries on June the 17th, 1945, and after gaining Group 935's trust, was eventually transferred to the asylum 2 months later. Suspecting Group 935 was losing control of their experiments, Peter's handler, Cornelius Purnell, sent a Marine recon team composed of Smokey, John Banana, Paxton Gunner Ridge, and led by Tank Dempsey to the asylum to extract Peter. However, the next day, he was outed as a spy and captured by Group 935. A few days after his capture, confirming Purnell's suspicions, Group 935 lost control of their experiments in the facility, which gave Peter the exact time he needed to escape. And so, when the Marine recon team arrived at the asylum to rescue Peter, it wasn't him that they found here, instead, it was the undead. The facility was overrun by zombies, leaving the group trapped, where eventually Smokey and John were killed, Paxton managed to escape, and Dempsey was captured by Group 935, where he was then sent to Dr. Edward Richthofen to become one of his test subjects. The asylum itself then became abandoned. So, that is the storyline of Verruckt. A Group 935 facility used for horrors beyond your imagination. Some of their most brutal experiments took place here. However, when an American spy was captured, fortunately for him, a couple of days later, the facility was overrun by the undead. Group 935's experiments got out of hand, and he managed to escape, leaving the 4 people that were sent to rescue him, one of who was Tank Dempsey, to become trapped here. In one of the radios for Verruckt, we can hear one of the Marines, being John Banana, talking about his final moments before his death. He mentions one of the other Marines, Smokey, who was turned into a zombie, and how he's now eating Smokey's brain. John himself is also turning.
Field report. A quiet retort. The mission has all gone south. It's Johnny here. Smokey is near, most likely with meat in his mouth. We've been here for ages. I ran out of pages, but now have a mic to record. The mission has failed. McCain must have bailed, and now we must fight off a horde. We came to Verruckt with low ammo and luck, and now Smokey's lost his head. We went down the halls, they bit Smokey's balls, and now he walks with the dead. They call me Banana, I worked at a cabana. I rhyme to keep myself sane. Though Smokey is dead, I'm holding his head, which right now is eating my brain.
There is one more radio from Dr. Monty, where he gives us a little more insight as to what was going on here. We can find this in the remastered version on BO3.
Electroshock therapy, chemically engineered beverages, hordes of undead Nazis. Find the power to unite and send them back to their graves. Can you believe that's how I actually described it back then? It was an asylum. It was also a horrible, terrible, grim, depressing place. I'd give you a full explanation of everything that happened there, but it would only be horrible, terrible, grim, depressing. Oh, fuck. You weren't there either. But then you were.
Similar to the radio on the BO3 version of Nacht, again, Monty talks about Richthofen and the crew being here, whereas in the original map, they weren't. Like I've said many times, that is because the Chronicles maps are in fractured universes, but that is Verruckt's story. As for its Easter eggs, there are quite a few more well-known ones. I would say there are 3 main Easter eggs on this map. The first one is the music Easter egg. If you flush the toilet 3 times, it will play Lullaby for a Dead Man. That is the main song for Verruckt. And then for the other 2, the first one is the dentist chair. If you come into this room, press the interactive button, you will hear someone screaming. This was more than likely the voice of one of Group 935's test subjects. Clearly, in the past, they must have experimented on him. And then the other well-known Easter egg is right here. I'm not exactly sure what you call these, but inside of them, dead bodies are stored, and again, if you press the interactive button, you will hear a child, a baby, crying. Again, this would have been another one of Group 935's test subjects that they would have experimented on in the past. But there are still quite a few lesser known Easter eggs. On the Black Ops version of Verruckt, this wasn't in World at War. If you come up to this location here, there is a radio, and if you shoot it, it will play various different songs. It is difficult to hear just because there's continuous music playing in Verruckt anyway, but moving on, there are a couple of mannequins lying around. The first one at the top of the staircase has a bunch of knives in it. I don't know what Group 935 had against this mannequin. I mean, clearly they don't like them because there's also another one that has been hung. That's right, there is a mannequin hanging by some rope. Why Group 935 would do this, I have no idea. Besides from that, around the map there is some interesting writing on the walls. The first one says, "Wish too often and your wishing well will run," clearly referring to the mystery box. This was the first map where it actually moved. On Nakta and Toten, there is only one spawn for it, but on Verruckt, our second ever zombies map, the mystery box moves around. And there is also more writing that says, "Power will reunite you," again, referring to the power switch. Verruckt was the first map that we had this on. In the kitchen area and in other locations, there is a bunch of random writing, words, letters on the wall. Some of it you can just about make out what it says. One line reads, "Teddy is the biggest," and then I believe it would say liar. There are faces, buildings. It is quite difficult to read, but on here you can see a bunch of numbers together, 19382406. And then 921. The first part refers to a date, the 24th of the 6th, 1938. If you look up this date in real life, this was actually when a meteor exploded 12 miles above Chicora in Pennsylvania, the US. Hopefully I've pronounced that correctly, but as part of zombies lore, that could have been a meteor of 115. It's strange because apart from this, we never see it mentioned in the storyline. And then 921 refers to a Bible verse, Jeremiah. It reads, "Death has climbed in through our windows and has entered our fortress. It has removed the children from the streets and the young men from the public squares." Could that be referring to the undead? The zombies are death entering Verruckt, which is the fortress. It is clear to see, especially from these chopped up hanging body parts, that Verruckt was a very violent place. Group 935 did some of their most sickening things here. On one of the walls there is a poster in German, and when you translate it, it says, "Unattended children will be immediately sold to the circus." In the World at War and Black Ops versions, if you go to the power room, you can actually hear on a radio there is a voice reciting the numbers 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42.
4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42.
Interestingly, these are actually the numbers from the TV show Lost, although it does add to the atmosphere, and, well, this isn't the only voice or ambient noise you can hear on the map. Verruckt is notorious for that. In fact, it is probably the map with the most scary noises in the background. So, that was the Forgotten Secrets of Verruckt. Let me know in the comments section if you can find it, because YouTube, for some reason, seems to keep changing things unnecessarily. Anyway, tell me in the comments what map you would like to know about, and also drop a like rating for the third Zombies map we ever got, Shinonuma. That way I know you guys want to see more of this mini-series. I guess that's what it is if you guys want more, but click the subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on the notification icon, and we'll see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching, and until then, goodbye.